Well, we finally made it. Wolfgang is the last character I needed to cover. It's really funny how he ended up being the last to be voted out of all the characters. Do people hate him? Or is it just cause people think he's basic and boring? Wolfgang is strong man. Wolfgang do 2 times damage. Wolfgang lift weight to get strong. Wolfgang break rocks and cut puny trees with ease. Puny Wilson is slow to move nose. Let Wolfgang show you his might. I hear puppies. Scary monsters, go away. Oh, okay. Everything is fine now. That's about the Wolfgang life. You kinda just do everything faster. Most of his efficiency comes from being mighty. While mighty, Wolfgang has a 2 times damage multiplier and a 50% work efficiency multiplier. These multipliers apply to every tool and weapon in the game. And if a tool already has efficiency, Wolfgang will boost it more than normal. While mighty, he also has a 1% chance of just instantly completing a task. And you will know when that happens when you hear a little ding. He also gets bonus efficiency for sailing, doing actions quicker like lifting the sail, lifting the anchor, and providing a slight speed boost while rowing. You get these bonuses by being in the upper range of his mighty meter, 75 to 100 mightiness. And just about everything Wolfgang does goes into building his mighty meter. Chopping, mining, hammering, digging, turfing, and fighting. Everything builds up mighty. If you are not doing tasks, he has a various amount of dumbbells and even a gym set to help build up mighty. Dumbbells will raise mighty by 5, 3, and 1.5 points per lift, and the effectiveness depends on what form Wolfgang is in and the type of dumbbell being used. Better dumbbells give 5 points to more forms, while weaker ones give less. You can also hold any dumbbell while moving to never lose mighty. You can also throw them when mighty for a small AoE, which can do 34 damage to 85 damage depending on the dumbbell. So maybe not the best AoE, but it is something. His gym provides a station on which you can gain mightiness back by playing a minigame. Each lift providing 4, 6.6, or 10 mighty based on what type of weight is on the machine, and if you get perfects. This is the chart for what everything weighs. The potato sack is the lowest, quest pieces and boulders being the second, rotted giants and regular statues are third, and fresh giants and boss statues are the fourth. The gym really is not good. It's just there for stationary mighty gain. You can trade hunger for using the gym, and how much is lost is based on the weights that's loaded. You don't even need to do anything to lose hunger here, so it's funny to see a max gym making you lose 1,650 hunger a day. When maxed out, it's the quickest way to get from 0 to 100 mightiness. But that's really all you will use it for, because Wolfgang's dumbbells will give you 5 points a lift anywhere on the map. So the gym kinda just doesn't make sense. Mightiness itself is interesting because mightiness is like a stance change mechanic. I want to do this faster, so mighty will help me here. Oh, I don't really want to use resources as much as mighty does, so I can stay wimpy and have less hunger drain. Both mighty and wimpy also have insulation stats. It's only 30 for either winter or summer based on if you're mighty and wimpy. It makes you lose 1 temperature every 2 seconds. Not really much, but it's there. In order to manage his mightiness, you really kinda just got to watch his hunger. His mightiness drops based on how full he is. 1 every 10 seconds at 200 to 150 hunger, 1 every 5 seconds at 149 to 100, 1 every 2.5 seconds at 99 to 50, 1 every 6.7 seconds at 49 to 1 hunger, and when you're starving, you will lose hunger every half a second. What's nice though is that holding a dumbbell and moving will always stop this drain. So you could be starving but stay mighty just by moving and holding a dumbbell. For this stance change mechanic, Wolfgang has a downside of being susceptible to insanity. He has a 25% insanity multiplier against auras and darkness. This multiplier can be reduced down to 1.1 times when Wolfgang has followers or other players around. What's cool about this is that pets from the pet den count from this. So you can reduce Wolfgang's weakness even more by getting a pet. But there's actually more to this than people let on. There is a counter that increases and decreases based on how many followers or monsters are near Wolfgang in a 16 unit radius. This counter goes up to 13 and is reduced by 1 per follower and increased by 1 per monster. Each additional monster adds 7% more sanity vulnerability till Wolfgang reaches a 2 times insanity multiplier. I thought this was very interesting because it makes Wolfgang really drain a lot of sanity when fighting lots of small creatures. And if set up correctly, you could actually get boosts in sanity stations for Wolfgangs thanks to this. And the funniest thing is that some large insanity creatures can end up having over 1,600 sanity drain a minute from just one creature. That is 26 sanity a second. I just wanted to let you watch that go down in real time. Wolfgang could be such an interesting character, where each of his forms do something different. I hope they push for that in his skill tree. The heck is this? 5 gym upgrades that boost his max mighty by 10 each, 5 planner bonus upgrades that increase planner damage by 5 for planner weapons, and 3 bonus damage upgrades for both sides, 10% each? Like really, you could not do anything to make Wolfgang more interesting based on his mighty stance change mechanic. There is some concept of this in the coaching whistle on leg day, where these are only available while default form of Wolfgang. The whistle is interesting in that it boosts the damage of friendly creatures by 2 times. This will activate 7 seconds after you blow the whistle and last for 10 seconds. There is a method of timing it so that you get 2 procs of the whistle one after another, by starting and stopping the coaching a few seconds after the buff is applied. This buff also applies to all friendly minions, even if they are not yours. So your friendly warts and webbers will get this while you're playing as Wolfgang with them. You can even use this to buff up a Beefalo's damage. However, you need to use a Beefalo horn in order to do so. It is pretty great for those who focus Beefalos though. You could potentially get a Wendy to do 609 damage with this type of effect. Just remember that blowing the Beefalo horn unlinks Beefalos from the bell, so you need to relink them afterwards. And for leg day, it's just great. You have a 1.1 times speed multiplier, and the skill basically makes dumbbells be a starting mini walking cane. The speed buff is actually a multiplier too, so it affects other things like Beefalos and speed buffs differently than most normal characters do. It's truly unique in itself. As for mighty boosts, you can increase the chance you one-shot by 5%, 3 different times. This is just a funny skill. It's fun to gamble and randomly get instant procs on a lot of items. He also has the ability to craft more dumbbells, one with ice gems and the other with fire gems. They end up acting kinda just like an ice staff and a fire staff when you throw them. And a thermal dumbbell that works just kinda like a thermal stone. You can buff the damage that dumbbells deal when you throw them by these other skills, and they can be increased by 2 times, doing more than 150 damage per throw on some of the stronger ones. Dumbbells can really make certain fights really easy, especially if you're willing to put the resources into focusing them. And then you got these, the gym buff. I know the point of the gym buff is to make it so you are mighty longer in a fight, but you gain mighty while doing fights, or doing any tasks that benefit from mighty, and gaining mightiness will pause the drain for 4 seconds, so really these skills do absolutely nothing. His planner skills have some funny interactions with weaker weapons since they add flat damage to them, and well, bonus infinity damage is bonus damage. It really stacks up in some of the bigger bosses. Playing as Wolfgang kind of really gives you a lot more freedom. You're able to use more tools because they reach certain thresholds than what you need. Like how the walking cane does spear damage, or how the spear does dark sword damage, and tentacle spikes can one-shot 100 HP enemies. While I was playing, I really liked the Shield of Terror from the twins fight just because it was perfect for day-to-day fights, being able to dish out 100 damage while having that free armor slot. But all in all, he is a good character. It's kind of fun to be powerful. Some people hate it though because it ends up being too easy for them, so they kinda just toss Wolfgang into the never play tier. Frankly though, I think he's fine. He doesn't really break anything or completely cause you to not interact with the game unlike some characters. Wolfgang really is just a strong man. That's all for every single character in Don't Starve Together. This has been a crazy long series and I hope you have enjoyed these character analysis. I know some have changed thanks to the skill trees since I've covered them. Let me know if you want to hear my updated opinions on them with the trees. But for now, I'll probably be making a tier list video and stream it just so you guys can see my own opinion. Till then, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and take care.